Hey Google, restart video.
Hey everyone, Scott Innes, voice actor, Hollywood actor, movie star. Don't believe all that. I'm a legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scrappy-Dappy-Doo, Puppy Power, Black and Shaggy too. And you've got the Sullivan Project podcast coming at you right now.
Hey Google, stop. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. I'm your host, Harold Sullivan. Hey Google, turn your volume to 50%. We're going to call up Chris here.
Limit close. Main menu. 9. Options on the screen. Selecting phone. 83 notifications. Missed calls 83 no close.
Of course. Okay. But yeah, we're going to call Chris here. We're going to talk about some horror films. Stupid blind phones, right? I got a text earlier.
Main menu. 9.
So,
options on the screen.
That made it difficult.
Selecting phone. 83 notification.
Okay.
Text messages for notification.
Okay.
Contacts.
See, this is how I do this, being blind. Contacts. I usually do it on the table, though.
Contacts. Directory. 20. Options on the screen.
And I got to go through all of them.
Is selected. On the Street Health Center, the Prot A.B. Betty Health. Blackbirds. B. Blackbirds. C. Chris.
There we go.
Chris.
Let's call up Chris, y'all.
Chris. 412-953.
Let's call up Chris, y'all.
H. 2. Options on.
Oh, shit. Oh, well.
Dial call.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing.
We got the video we're on the podcast. How you doing?
Alright.
Hey, we got Chris here, everybody. You want to say hi?
Hi, everybody. What's up?
We're going to talk about some horror films today, right? Yep.
Yeah.
We got Steeler win yesterday. I already talked about that. So,
Yeah, Penguins lost again.
Yeah. What are you going to do, though? Up and down, right? They call them the Penguinis on the radio because you never know what they're going to do. So, but, we're going to do Stump the Stringert. I got some questions for you. And then we're going to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street. How about we do that? Can you hear me good where the phone is?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good right there?
Yeah, it's good right there.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to do, how about we'll do the franchise? We're going to talk about, boy, I was remembering stuff, all kinds of stuff from the movie. So we're going to talk about the franchise, and then we'll do Stump the Stringer. I mean, I got all kinds of notes that I took down, remembered, but we'll do a little bit of that, and then we'll do some of the movies, you know. Let's see. First off, let's start off. We got what? We got 6 Nightmare on Elm Streets, including Freddy's Dead, right? Then we got New Nightmare, which is part 7. Then we got Freddy versus Jason, right? Part 8. And then we got the remake. So that's 9 right now. In the Nightmare on Elm Street, the franchise, we got 9 movies now. Right?
Right.
Okay. And then we got the Freddy's Nightmares TV show. A lot of people don't know about. From the 80s, it came on. It only ran for 2 seasons, maybe? Freddy's Nightmares?
Yeah, what was the 3 seasons, I think
Maybe
it was,
3?
wasn't it?
And that was cool because each episode was like a different horror director, right? Like a famous. It was before they did anything like that. Now they do that stuff, anthologies. But back then they didn't do. They didn't do that. So each episode was a different story, but it had a different horror director doing it, like Toby Hooper, and I remember he did some episodes. So that was cool. And then I remembered, let's see what else here. Video games, right? They had a Nintendo video game, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember, it was cheesy too. There was like a giant claw, and it was just, it was kind of creepy though. And then they had another game, another maybe a Commodore 64 or something. There was another version of a Nightmare on Elm Street video game I never played. And then they had the board game. It was like Clue. Remember that? It was like a house. It was Freddy's house, and you were in the house in different rooms.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was very cool. If people have that now, that's very rare. Probably worth some money. I wish I had the, because that was fun, that game. And then of course you had the music, right? You had Dawkins did Dream Warriors for Part 3, which I believe might have been the first uh, movie video, or I don't know, movie rock video on MTV. But Freddie was in the video, remember? Dawkins was in there singing Dream Warriors. And then the Fat Boys did a rap called Are You Ready for Freddy years later when Part 6 came out. And then that album you had with the cassettes with all them songs Do to Freddy, and there was actually some group that made an album of Freddy songs that I can't find. If anybody knows about that, though, hit us up, let us know. And actually, if you want to be on the show, the Sullivan Project podcast is on YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78, TikTok, Harold Sullivan 78, and Facebook, Harold Sullivan period 35. And you can call the show 724-513-1472 or email hs19782015 at outlook.com. And we appreciate comments, share the stuff, you know, hit the like button, whatever, you know. But all that stuff, all that merchandise, or all that, and then they had comic books, right? Which they still do, I think, here and there. Nightmare on Elm Street comic books. Dolls, Freddy dolls that talked and he pulled the string. Remember, I had one of those.
Yeah, I have that. I still have
You still
that.
have one? Oh my gosh. They made Freddy, I mean, into something. So, and then for part 6, when he died, Freddy's dead, they actually did a fake funeral, right, where in California, I guess, where they laid Freddy to rest. Of course, he wasn't really dead. And then when they did Freddy versus Jason, they had that fake boxing weigh-in match with Freddy and Jason going head to head in Las Vegas or whatever. So, I mean, Freddy, he's done a lot of stuff here. So, hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what he told me. First, music video board game.
Okay.
Second, boxing match funeral music video. Third, documentary game comic book TV show.
Hey Google, delete the first one. I'm surprised I remembered all that. I ain't gonna understand me, is it?
If you just ask to delete a text, there are none.
Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? So which is your favorite out of the franchise? Well, I'm asking this thing.
Part 2, Freddy's Revenge.
First, music video board game.
Hey Google, delete the first one. Ugh,
Done.
got a frog in my throat. Yeah, see part 2, and what other one? There's a couple of them that people don't really like, and that's one of them because it was just weird and different. But I like it. It's like the part 5 of Friday the 13th. And see what I like about part 2. Well, first of all, you know part 2 is the only one that doesn't have Freddy's theme in it, right? It has the 1-2 Freddy's coming for you, but it doesn't have, you know, it doesn't have his music at all. So that's the only one that doesn't have it. So that's a neat fact. And plus, it stars a male. You know what I mean? It's a male the whole time. Usually they have female in the lead in all horror movies, pretty much. But what did you like about part 2? What was your
I don't
favorite?
know. I just like the. Of course, the first one's always the best, anyway.
Yeah, but would you even say that part 2 was scarier than part 1?
Part 2 had a lot of good effects in it.
Yeah, and it
The
was just,
exploding hot dogs, the big cat,
oh yeah,
toaster oven.
and the dude, the dude coming out of Freddy coming out of the kid,
Yeah.
which that always gets you forever. Always got me. And the bird exploding. There's some cheesy. You remember the bird? He's like, "Hey, fit him a firecracker." That guy was funny. I love that guy. The guy that
Clue
played,
Gallagher.
yeah, that
Yeah.
played his father. Yeah, we were talking about that one day. Clue Gallagher being in a bunch of old. I think he was in Feast, and I think he was in Critters. Maybe he was the dad in Critters. I can't remember.
He was in Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah. Oh, he's the one. Okay. Oh, he the guy who was working with Tom.
Matthews.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And they both died and came back to life, right? Was that him? They didn't know
That was
that.
him and Tom
Yeah.
Matthews and James Karen did.
Oh, it was James
Yeah.
Karen. Okay. They didn't know they were dead, right? That was funny. Yeah. If y'all don't
Yeah,
know about
that's a
them,
good one.
check
Yeah.
out them Return of the Living Dead. They're like Night of the Living Dead spoofs, but they're good though for what they are. You know what I mean? The zombies talk kind of brains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Didn't one of them send more paramedics or something, right? And part in the one movie, whenever the ambulance was calling and he got on there, he's like, "Send more paramedics or send
One of
more."
them said send more cops too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they wanted the brains. It's funny, but they did how many of those? I lost count after 6. But yeah, part 2 was even darker, I think, than the first Elm Street. Creepier. I mean, I like the whole part where he's throwing the bones in, or Jesse's outside and he sees the Freddy throwing the bones in, down in his basement. I actually had a house in West Alaclippa that had an old door like that. You could go outside and open it, but we didn't put we didn't have. It was like a coal chute, but we didn't use it. It was old, but you could open it
No,
like
they
that.
didn't use it.
Yeah, well, you could open that and look down in there like that. That was creepy, and that reminded me of that. And then the whole part where they went to the abandoned power plant outside, the town, and they seen where he worked at. She had the newspapers, and they were trying. I like that whole deal. And at the end where he came, like she brought him out, like she saved Jesse. Yeah, but yeah, I like that part 2. See, I like part 3 and 7 are mine. Well, 1, 3, and 7 because they all have to do with Wes Craven. Because Wes Craven wrote part 1, he co-wrote 3, and then he wrote 7, A New Nightmare, and he co-wrote 3, Dream Warriors. They actually rewrote that script a few times because part 3 actually had parts of part 5 with the mother, the nun and stuff, how how the baby comes out and all that, and then it actually had parts where the kids were in that group home, part 6, instead of a hospital. It was a little bit different. So they rewrote those scripts into 3 different movies because what Wes Craven was trying to do with part 3 couldn't be done. So they made it simpler to make Dream Warriors, and I like Dream Warriors. All them kids getting powers in their dreams, and they could fight Freddy together. You know, which brings me to one of the questions I'm going to ask you on Stump the Stringer. We got lots of questions, but yeah, part 1 basically, yeah, there's something that happened in the town's past, and there's kids dreaming about it, and the parents don't believe them. Of course, the parents have something to do with it, and it's the boogeyman. And then part 2, you think he get rid of him, he doesn't. He's back again. And then in part 3, he's back again. And then they started being a little funny in part 3 and part 4, and then uh, they think they kill him in part 6, but they don't. Again, right? How many times did they kill him? What was part 2? Well, part 1 they turned their back on him, right? Tried to turn their back on him. Part 2, pretty much the same thing. Part 3 was holy water, right?
Part 3 was holy water.
They dug up his bones, right, and threw holy water on his bones. Part 4, she just took the fear back, like, yeah, she turned her back on him again, pretty much. She took all the power back from all the souls that Alice had and everybody else had given him. And then part 5, she was dreaming, or hey, she had a baby, right? Alice had a baby, the survivor, and babies dream too in the womb. So that the baby brought Freddy back. So, and then part 6 is years later, right? 10 years later, and there's nobody left but one kid in Elm Street, and he's trying to get away. And so Freddy kind of hitches a ride on him to leave town and go find more kids and bring them back. So, and then Roseanne and Tom Arnold are in there, like a bunch of there's a couple celebrities in there, I think, right?
Roseanne Barr was in Freddy's dead, yeah.
Yeah, part,
Remember the scene
yeah,
in the park?
yeah. There's no kids or nothing in town. Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah, they even like the kid says to the woman, no kids. Go, but it's a park and no kids.
Yeah, when they go to the school, there's no kids, but the old lady's sitting there acting like there's kids.
Yeah.
And it turns out Freddy has a daughter. Oh boy. So they had to do that in part 6. And then part 7, yeah, Freddy's dead. Freddy's new. It's a new nightmare. Freddy's actually coming out of reality or out of dreams into reality now. And it's Nancy, but it's the actress Heather who plays Nancy, and it's kind of like her real life. And the director writer Wes Craven wants to do another Nightmare on Elm Street movie and give her another chance to play Nancy. So I like that whole idea. Yeah, part 7. And then you go to what Freddy versus Jason, which I didn't really like because Kane Hodder wasn't Jason, and it was just basically a Freddy movie with Jason thrown in my opinion. You know what I mean? Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, boxing match funeral music video.
Yeah, the boxing
Second,
match.
documentary game comic book TV show.
Wasn't that
Third,
crappy?
janitor and Scream Heather's boyfriend.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Okay. So and then the remake, I like Jackie Earle Haley. I didn't really like the way Freddy looked, and the story, but the special effects I liked. The micro naps and that kind of stuff. Some of it was creepy, and how they didn't really let you know if Freddy did stuff or he didn't, or what was going on. Like it was a mystery, a little different. But again, why can't they need to just go back and do the Springwood slasher? That's what I would say. Do it before Robert Englund gets too old and he's done. Put a little makeup on him. Have him be Freddy. Have him do the whole court thing before he was, what happened, how did he get loose? That'd be my opinion. I don't know. Don't you think that'd be a good idea? Or even a show. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
Like a 1 hour a week show, a 6 hour episode, or 6 episodes. The Springwood Slasher.
They did 6 episodes, didn't they?
Huh? No, I'm saying they should
Freddy's
do.
Nightmares. They did.
Yeah, they should do
How
that.
many seasons? They did 2 seasons.
Two or 3 seasons. Yeah, but I'm saying the Springwood Slasher. They should do that into something. Oh, there was another TV show called CBS's Real Nightmares, but it never took off. This was back in the early 2000s, late 90s, and Robert Englund was going to be the host, and it was whenever Fear Factor and all them shows were coming out, and he was going to actually take people and put them in their nightmares using Hollywood stuff. And they actually shot like 6 episodes, and if I can find that anywhere, anybody let me know. I've been searching for years on the internet. You can't find it anywhere. And CBS used to have a thing on their website saying, coming soon. CBS's Real Nightmares, with the bloody, Nightmare on Elm Street writing, and it never happened. So we never got the night, and that would be cool. You know what I mean? People doing their worst fears with Hollywood. That would be.
Yeah, you're cutting yourself out a little bit.
No, I am. Oh, I gotta turn the phone back. Okay, is that better? Yeah, CBS's Real Nightmares. That would have been cool to see that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it never went through though.
But it just never happened. So that stinks. Let's see here. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? I want to make sure I didn't forget any of the key.
Here's what you told me. First, documentary game comic book TV show. Second, janitor and Scream.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done.
Okay, and then that documentary. Now remember that one, Never Sleep Again. I recommend that to people. That was a few-hour documentary, and they had all the interviews from I forget how many, the first 7 or 8 movies. All the cast, lots of stuff that came out that people haven't heard. That was on all the other DVDs that they always brought out. You know what I mean? With 5 minutes extra here and there. It's called Never Sleep Again. And,
yeah, I heard that was a writing of a book.
Yeah, they did a book too, Never Sleep Again.
Yeah, they did a book.
Because I had a DVD documentary years ago. Okay, so let's, how about we do Stump the Stringer here? You ready for some questions?
Yeah, shoot.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, how about in New Nightmare, what is Heather's boyfriend's name?
Oh man, that's a stumper.
Ah, you're good with the names and that. The guy who, not the guy, like the guy who he plays in the movie, not the real actor's name, but her name is Heather, right? And she's got the little boy, and then she's got her man, the guy that gets killed with the. Remember, he's scratching his crotch. That's how silly is that? Freddy's got his claw coming up, and he's scratching the dude. He's itching the dude's crotch. He's tickling it with one finger. Remember the little fingernail? And then the dude's itching. The dude falls asleep at the wheel and gets killed. But yeah, you don't remember his name?
No, I
I
don't.
might get you on the first one. It starts with a C. Nah, you're gonna as soon as you hear it, you're gonna be like, oh god, Chase,
Okay.
Chase,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a stumper there.
Chase,
Yeah.
yeah. Heather, they called her Heather because Heather Langenkamp was an actress, so she played herself, and then
She played herself. So did Robert Englund.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so did John Paxton or Saxon.
Saxon. Yeah.
Yeah, I met him at a convention. He was really cool. He was just like that in real life, real quiet, like this old scout, like a old '50s mobster guy, like real quiet, like I don't know, kind of not intimidating, but he had a presence. You know what I mean? And I talked to him about it. The new remake was coming out a year later. He didn't want to talk about it though. I was like, "What do you think about the remake coming out next year?" And he didn't want to say nothing. So, but I did meet him at a convention. So
Yeah. You said you got an autograph from him. Yeah.
yeah, years ago. Yeah, he was one of the few from a Nightmare on Elm Street I met. So okay, so I got okay. So how? Here's another one here. I might get you on this one. This
Yeah. You probably will.
These are all Nightmare on Elm Street, kind of. So, anyways, in this one, this is in Scream, right? Do you remember the janitor's boyfriend or not the boyfriend, the janitor's name in Scream? There's a janitor. Uh,
Fred.
okay. See, I was going to see could I trick you on that because it's a Nightmare on Elm Street, kind of. And what
Yeah,
was it? What? Yeah, go
he's
ahead.
all dressed up like Freddy was.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's he wearing? He's wearing the sweater and the hat, right? So that was an homage Wes Craven did when he sent Henry Winkler out there, right? Henry Winkler. Was it Henry
Yeah.
Winkler?
That
Yeah.
was good.
He said,
Yeah.
"Hey, Fred." Okay.
That's one for
One
for
for
one.
two. Yeah, you got one out of two. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what he told me. First, janitor and Scream Heather's boyfriend. Second, Freddy's mom, Freddy's stepdad, Nancy's dad.
Hey Google, stop. Okay, these are all names. Okay. Freddie's mom. I mean, not Freddie's mom. Nancy's mom.
Ronnie Blakely.
Well, in the movie.
I don't understand.
Hey Google, stop. Nancy's mom. In the movie, not the actress, like who she plays.
Marge.
Okay. And then her dad.
Donald.
Okay, Donald, and Don Thompson, right? So it's Nancy.
Yeah, because she said hello to you too, Donald. And he goes,
Yeah.
Marge, okay.
Yep. Yeah. Nancy, Marge, and Don Thompson. Okay. And then who plays Freddy's stepdad in, I think we already answered this before, but in Freddy's Dead.
Oh, shit.
Who plays Freddy's stepdad?
Alice Cooper,
Exactly. Yeah, you know who that is because you told me before. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people wouldn't know, though. It's The Rock.
Because he beats him with a belt and he goes,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, because Freddy stops taking it and starts to use it, you see? Because that's what happens after you be abused and you're beat so long, you stop feeling it. But then he turned it around and made it evil. And he started beating the guy and he probably killed him. And, went on. I think that was 5, right? Hey, Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what he told me.
I think that was 5.
Janitor and Scream Heather's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Second, Freddy's mom, Freddy's stepdad, Nancy's dad.
Okay.
Third, Betsy, Connor, Adrian, King.
Hey, Google, stop. Okay. Hey, Google, what time is it?
25 after 6.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, well, we got I broke down some of them brackets, so let me know let you know what I came up with as far as Boogeyman and all that. And I didn't take them down to like one. I just took them down to a few each, and then people could just check out the movies or whatever. So for Mr. and Miss Call Classic, I took it down to 3 names. I got 1 female, 2 male. I got I think I put Sigourney Weaver for the female, right? Miss Call Classic. And for the male, I got Bruce Campbell and I got David Arquette for Mr. and Ms. Cult Classic. Those are my top three as far as cult classic movies. And then for Boogeyman, I got one female there. I got 5 of those names. I took it from like 20 something all the way down. So I got Negan in there. She's the one woman, one female, in the top five. Okay. I only got Michael. I don't got Freddy and Jason because you can't put them all in there. You know what I mean? And they're all pretty much. So Michael's the boogeyman. So you got to have him in the boogeyman. So I got.
Yeah, Freddy's not the boogeyman.
Yeah. Well, they're best boogeyman, but I mean, you know what I mean? You can't leave them all 3 in there if you're going to only do so many. So out of Freddy, Jason, and Michael, I'd put Michael. So I got Michael, Negan. I got Candyman in there. I got Pinhead from Hellraiser, and I got Pennywise from It. So those are my top 5 boogeyman, boogie women. Does that sound like a good list?
Yeah.
I mean, there's somebody
Put
that got
Jason in there too?
not in the top 5 because, like I said, if you got Michael, Freddy, and Jason, you can't have all 3 in the top 5.
Yeah.
So I put Michael because I tried to spread it out.
Michael's the number 1 boogeyman.
So I had to put him in there, and then I put Negan in. So I have a woman because, like I said, they're all pretty much the same. And then Candyman's a little different, and then so is Pennywise and the clown, you know what I mean? And then you got Pinhead, which is completely one of the scariest, and it still scares me today. Even though I met Doug Bradley without the makeup on, that guy, you know, with that voice and them pins sticking out. So that's some of the goriest movies in Pinhead, Hellraiser. If you've never seen those, y'all check them out. Same with Phantasm. You know, you weren't a Phantasm fan, but some of that stuff in Phantasm is just nasty and gory, just blood and kill for no reason. That ball fly.
Puppet Master's good too.
Puppet Masters, yeah, just blood and guts and yuck. So, but yeah, so those are my top 5 for those, you know, because you got to after 20 or 30 of them, you got to break them down, you know. And like I said, they're all the same. They got a knife or this and that. So for a little diversity, I got different kinds. I got a clown, I got a hook man with the bees on him, you know what I mean? And then I got the pin-headed guy, and then I got the possessed girl, and then I got the boogeyman. So I think that's pretty decent. It's a lot to go, you know. There's a lot of movies and all of them. So that's where we're at with the brackets. But yeah, we're going here. You're doing good, right? My health's getting better here after that whatever it is I've been getting. So I've recorded some podcasts here, and hopefully they're good. And I'm working on some songs here that I've been writing. I wrote one for my goddaughter. Remember I told you, but I lost it on the recorder, so I tried to rewrite it. And now I got 2 goddaughters, so I got to do one for both. Because I can't have one, and they'll be like, "Wait a minute, you didn't wait for me." When she gets older, the other sister will be like, "Wait," you know. And thank God for Danny asking me to be the goddaughter to both, or godfather to both godbabies. So I'm going to do a song for about both of them together too. You know what I mean? I like writing songs. It's kind of like a little story, and then you get to make it rhyme. And I'm going to do one about Jason, and I'll do some horror ones too, because nobody does that anymore. Nobody just randomly writes a song like Friday the 13th or any of that stuff, except for, like I said, when the Fat Boys did Are You Ready for Freddy, or Dawkins did Dream Warriors, you know. So a couple of times, like Eminem has mentioned like Leatherface or Psycho, and a couple other artists, rappers, sometimes they mention their names, you know, Michael Myers and Jason, but nobody does like a song rapping or like an actual song about a scary movie. So maybe one day I'll get to that. So, well, it's good, man. We're getting ready to cut the show off. We're gonna tell everybody to be the light, and what was it? Everyone.
Yeah, be the light, everybody. Nice talking to you.
And everyone has a story. You can't judge a book by its cover, right? We all got stuff. So, like I said, next time you see somebody, do you give them a hug? Do you look at them? Do you look at the ground, or just look at your phone? You know, we're all people. You're going to get what you put out. So treat someone like a person, and you'll get it back. If not, don't sit there and wonder why your life is poo-poo. So, all right, love y'all. Be the light. Love's your choice, and so is the hate.
Yeah, good night, everybody.